Uno momento. Okay. Give people a couple minutes to get in here. Stream just started. Okay. Hey, Art P, long time no see. Cool. Okay, what happened today? First of all, I want to look at the VIX real fast. Interesting. Hold on, let's get some different time frames. Interesting. Interesting, broadening formation on VIX. Which is interesting, because it was a red day in the market today. But they're not always correlated, so we can see we have a high, low, new high, new low, new high, and it looks like they're coming to trigger the day down tomorrow back through the broadening formation. We're sitting at a close of 1618 for VIX, which isn't terrible, but it's also not wonderful. So that's that. Why here? I don't know. Whoop. I don't know why I just deleted. I didn't want to delete all of that. Just the squiggle. Okay. And then in the market, we had a simultaneous break to the downside today. Sorry about the hat. I need to wash my hair. Hi, Charlie. I am going back to Ninja in October soon. Anyway, market today. We got the ES, we got NASDAQ, RTY, YM. We had simultaneous 2 down days. ES and NQ were inside day down. RTY and YM were 2 down. These two were stronger as they did not take out their pivot low targets. And then ES and NQ were weaker. As you can see, there's your trigger. And then we took out 2 targets on the daily. Same with NQ. There's the trigger, 2 targets on the daily. The third one was pretty far away and unlikely with volatility being so low. So for tomorrow, what do? Do they go 2-2 right back up? Probably. This is the market that will never puke. I cannot wait for a crash and volatility, because trading up at the highs like this is my least favorite time to trade. And knowing that, and me, if I don't see setups, or setups don't start triggering within, I would say, the first 2 hours of the day, I'm pretty much over it and I'm not trading that day. And I guess that just comes with like time and practice, because people want to sit there all day and click buttons. Not me. I don't have that desire to do that anymore. Now I just know if it's going to be a good day or a waste of my time. And if it's a waste of my time, I'd rather go do life things. So that's what happened here. We can go back. I want to show you guys the smaller time frames, because we also had simultaneous 60-minute breaks, which is, let's just get into it. So what you're going to notice is right here. Let's get an arrow. Right here. I should have my glasses on. I just noticed I'm like leaning. This is very bad for my posture. Okay, here we go. Okay, so see the arrows. Inside 60 on ES, inside 60 on NQ. So you, being the stratter that you are, with your top-down analysis, know we are closer to going inside day down because you start at the higher time frames for your bias. Same thing with NQ. You know you're closer to going inside day down. So knowing that, having that beautiful information, you think to yourself, we have an inside 60 on ES and we have an inside 60 on NQ. Where was the, hold on, there's more. And we have an inside 60 on RTY. So if that works, you think to yourself, what if the inside 60 down works? What will that create, negate, or do, right? You should always be asking yourself this. So for ES and NQ, because you have your lines on your chart, so you know where the daily trigger is, and you know where the daily targets are, because you annotate your charts properly, right? Right. So think to yourself, if this inside 60 down works, what will that create, negate, or do? It will trigger the inside day down. So instead of just taking the daily actionable signal, you would actually get in from here. It's not that much, but it is a cushion. It's $6.75 points of cushion. And your stop could be as tight as that. And I'm pretty sure there was a better entry on a smaller time frame, but this is what we're doing, right? So if the day goes inside day and down, where are we targeting? We're targeting right here. So if you get your short position tool, if you're an RR person, 79.5. That is a 5 to 1 right there. 5.5. 5.5 to 1 RR. So, right? So that worked. And so did NQ. So NQ, the inside 60 and down, did what? It triggered the inside day down. So, you know, we're always saying this stuff is fractal. So your inside 60 triggered a 212 down, which triggered the daily 212 down. Again, what's your magnitude? It's right there. Cool. Get your short position tool. 655. 65. Okay, that's as close as I'm going to be able to get. This one was a almost 7 to 1 RR. Right? So that's kind of what we're doing. Other than that, there really wasn't much going on today. I called it early. I was like, meh. So we had a simultaneous break on the 60s on ES, NQ, and RTY. RTY actually re-triggered the day on this 312 down, which is fine. You know, what will that create, negate, or do? If the 60 works, it's going to re-trigger or reconfirm the 2 up, 2 down day. It did not hit its daily target yet. It hit that target and that target, which is pretty good. I mean, let's measure that. Ooh. Ooh. 3.7 to 1, so not as good. But you see. So simultaneous breaks on the 60s, which triggered the daily simultaneous breaks. This one was just a 2 down. So it wasn't an inside, but it still broke 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, simultaneous 60s. I just showed you the risk. So if you need to go back and look, you can do that. A good one today was eBay. So eBay all month basically has been a green 2 down month. And last week they tried to go inside and down and they failed. They did not take out the lows. Then last week they hammered it. Then this week the hammer went in force, right? So, and this is what we talk about kind of like doing battle. Because if you entered on Monday was really good, but then you got a reversal on the 60-minute. So this was Monday morning, I think. Yeah. So Monday morning, if you took the weekly trigger, that's fine. But the moment you get a 60 against you, it's not fine. So you got to get out because your reason for being in the trade is no longer there. And I've been posting on Twitter lately, like things that I've stopped out of and showing how small the risk is. And like, you know, we get out when we need to. So this would have been a 42-cent loss per share, which not a big deal if you're sizing appropriately, right? So that happened. So if you got in Monday, and what I usually say is if you're taking a higher time frame trigger, if you're going to be the first one in, you also need to be the first one out if it doesn't work. Because when we get in something, we want it to work. We want it to work right now, and we don't want it to come back to our entry. And if it does come back to our entry, and honestly, you could have even had a break even stop when price got all the way up here. You could have had a break even stop. Or let's look at the 30. Maybe you could have, maybe you could have stopped out here because inside 30 and down, and I was talking about this on Twitter, inside 30 and down is a negation of the week. We don't want it going down. Like the whole point of this is to go up to that 93.59 target. So maybe you got out with a slight profit. So a 45-cent profit per share or per contract, whatever you're trading. So it's stuff like this. So this is kind of what we call doing battle. You know, we want them to go, but sometimes they don't just go. Okay. And then what happened on Tuesday? On Tuesday, you had an inside day. Okay. So nothing to do there on Tuesday. On Wednesday, today, what happened? They gapped up, opened. Well, that little green line shows you where they opened. That was the open. Came down, red, went back up above the open, red to green move, back into full time frame continuity. So came down, it was red. Goes back up, it's green. Is the week in force? It is. Get long. What's your target? Here. I hate when I do that. Here. This is really ugly, but you get the point. Right? So this was a really good one. So this inside day and up reconfirms the week, right? The week is now back in force. So that is definitely a trade you could take and would want to take. And then if you got in on the red to green move, let's see what your risk would be. Long position. right there. So almost a 6-to-1, right? Because you waited for the gap up, they sold it down, and then they bought it back up, and then bam, back into full time frame continuity. The moment this goes back green, you have a green month, a green week, a green day. And you'll notice on this day, you never got an inside 30 and down. It was up, up, inside, up, 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 straight to target. That's why when it goes inside and down and you're playing bullish, get out. It's going the opposite direction of the direction that you want it to go in. And that's not what we're doing. We're not like, oh, well, maybe it'll turn around. No, get out. Just get out. Be a good loser. So that was lovely today. Um, let's see. Another one we traded recently was Roblox Pivot Machine Gun, which was fire. It was this day. It was the day of FOMC. And the reason was we were at the top. We made new highs. We were at the top of a potential broadening formation. And then we had an inside day and down. And then we came through, here, let's make these green because I'm a crazy person. We came through all these pivots and we took profit. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I took profit. I'm pretty sure at 130.76. I took the rest off. I didn't hold for that. I can't remember why. I wonder if it had to do with the 15-minute or I just liked my profit and said, screw it. Oh, I just didn't hold on long enough and I'm not perfect, but I like money and I was happy with the money. Another one, NVIDIA. It was the most perfect setup. I was very excited about this one because I actually, I kind of jumped the gun. I kept trying to get in last week and it just wouldn't go. And it's because we couldn't go 2 up continuation week. I tried to get in multiple times last week and I ended up stopping out multiple times. And then when we opened this week, I made a little video for premium stat members and said that this was my favorite setup of the week because of our broadening formation and because of the inside week hammer and because of the outside month magnitude and because of the double top. So there was multiple reasons why this was my favorite setup. We had a double top of a penny. And what we say around our part of the neighborhood is double tops and triple bottoms and double whatevers are made to be broken. They're gonna get broken. So, and this was one, there was a couple entries on it. You could have just taken the weekly trigger because it triggered the day down first. This is a 3, right? So it opened, went down, but came right back up. So we were already expecting a potential outside day, meaning we would get up here. And if we could get up there and stay up there, we could trigger the week. And that's exactly what happened. So that was the previous day, right? 2 down failed. Where are we going? At least here. And if we can continue, like I just said, in that little area, we're going to trigger the week. And then we took profit. Well, most of us took profit at 184.48. And we hit a high something of 184.55. So we like had the perfect exit. And then as you see, it dropped $8 or 4.5% since we hit the top, which also the top was a new all-time high as well. And yeah, that was just a lovely one. And I just had common shares. And I did really well. It was nice. What else? I'm trying to think what else has been. Okay, I'm a vapor, so I'm gonna vape. Uh, was there anything else crazy that moved today? I really wasn't on the computer, and I didn't really pay attention. I haven't looked at charts yet, so. Ooh, Oklo down 8%. Ooh, big outside day. Love it. Let's see where you could have got in. So they opened up here. Obviously, well, if you don't know where red candles open, this is a nice little indicator that Tom made. So that they opened up there, traveled up, was green, then went green to red. Okay, so they're failing to hold the highs, so potential outside bar, right? And in our chat room, we just say P3 day. Like we have shortened our strat even more. Like so this is all we have to say. And everybody knows what that means. Oklo, potential outside day, right? Oklo, P3 day. And then we will say stuff like this, which is SPY inside 60. Everybody knows what that means. We have an inside 60 that we're watching. So that's all you need to know. And it's, how awesome is the strat? Just such shorthand, and everybody knows what the hell we're talking about. So let's look at Oklo. Let's go to the lower time frames and see how you could have taken advantage of this move. Let's start at the oh, I was like, no way we triggered the 2-up day already. It's my old lines. But hold on, I'm gonna go right back. We do know we're at exhaustion risk to the downside, and we do know we're bullish on all time frames. So if we go 2-up tomorrow, might be something you'd be interested in. Just saying. Not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying. Ah, sorry, pardon me. I have to keep my charts perfect. Okay. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna actually go to a smaller time frame first. This is nice. Okay, that was yesterday's highs, right? I draw this for you guys all the time. The box. The box is just yesterday's range. This is how this is another way how I teach people about outside bars, potential outside bars. There's yesterday's range, the daily candle, remember? And then we always say if we're unable to stay above the highs, we are likely to come back and test the lows, which is what happened. Now, you'll notice there is a pivot low there. That is the first pivot low before, what was yesterday? Before Tuesday's low. So what happened is open, travel up, green to red move. You can get short right there, at least anticipating taking this out. But then you have all these pivot, 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 pivot. Okay, so let's say, because you like money, let's say you're short This is some ninja stuff, but you can learn how to do it. And your first target is that pivot low. So say you reduce most of your position there because we don't want to be a D for a T, which if you've been around us long enough, you know what that means. So you locked in $9.50 by taking profit at that pivot target, right? Locked most of it in. Then if you want, you can trail your 15-minute, your stop, the rest of your position or whatever on the 15-minute. And then maybe you get out there, the rest of it, because you don't want it necessarily reversing. So then you get another, so you took 9.5 on the majority of your position, and then you stopped out for 6.5 on the rest of your position. And then you just kind of wait. You could have attempted to take that, but all of this is stuck as an inside bar. So this whole range is an inside bar. So that's when we start using other time frames. And the 60 was the cleanest. Holy smokes. Right there. Here. All right, now we got to delete some stuff. Eee. So now you got what? You got a 60 shooter back down to see if they can go outside day. Which, again, outside day is right here. So say you take here to there, you get another $5. So this was nice. And you did. You went outside day. Because these bars are outside. Ugh! Oh my goodness. Are outside of these bars. So that's your compound outside bar. On the lower time frames, it's a compound outside bar. On the higher time frames, it's just an outside bar. Any questions on that one? The name of this indicator, I think it's TFC opens. Yeah, it's this one. TFC opens by T3 metrics. That's our time. And I don't know how to share these. Does anybody know how to do that? You would think I would know how to do this by now. I don't see a share button. What does that mean? Boost? I don't know what that means. More? Is it this? Copy publication link? Here, see if that... I think that might work. Could they hide that anymore? Oh, just the website page? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those two, guys. Okay, that works. The first one worked. Okay, cool. And I just learned something new. Tom made this 4 years ago. Yep, you can just trail your stops on whatever time frame you want. There's no right or wrong. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. I made 2 happen. Yeah, there's no right time frame. It's just whatever you want to manage it on. If you can manage on the 5 and you want to manage on the 5, go for it. If you work full time and want to manage on the 60 or the 30, do that. Or the 15. Because the 15 often will trigger a 30 reversal. Let's see, was there anything else crazy? Pins was down 6%. Damn, Pins was an inside week down, and it was on my list. And you hit all your targets. No, it wasn't on my list. I take it back. It's not highlighted by yellow. I don't know why it wasn't on my list. Probably because I was afraid of mother bar problems. And if that catches my eye, I'll just skip it. I don't care if it works or not, but this one did work. And yeah, they did most of it today. Ugh, right there at the beginning of the day. Inside 15er and down, that's your entry. Gotta love it. And you had a 15er add. 15er add. And you can go to the 30s and look for 30s. Got a 30 right there. 2 up, 2 down. Trigger 30. You got an inside 30 and down right there, except that was really close to the last magnitude, so I wouldn't add there. I'd be just looking to take profit there. Don't need to be a psycho. But yeah, so you had 1, 2, 3, 4 entries on just the 15 and 30 minute time frame, and then if you wanted to go down to the like 5 minute, you can find entries there, or the 10 minute, or the 3 minute, or whatever. You know. You can't enter here if the candle's closed. If the candle's closed, you can't enter there. So this is the live candle. So the inside bar is closed. This one opens. As soon as it opens and triggers down, you get in. This is the live one. The actionable signal is always on a live candle. And you hit low of day. So if you wanted to take a little profit there, you can to reduce your cost basis, and then you can find a way back in like on a smaller time frame. Because once you do hit a new low of day, that is considered a level of a potential exhaustion risk. And sometimes you'll see they will take some profit there. Like, let's see if they did. Yeah, they did. So they hit a new low of day right here, right? And then they got an inside 2 up, which failed and went 3. So they weren't done puking yet. But this right here, this is profit taking after making a new low of day, right? And then boom, they hit daily target 1, 2, and then, 3 down there. So that was nice. Had a little 5-minute TTO right here, little broadening formation, slight higher highs, right? This high is higher than that one, reverse, puke. You got another TTO, another broadening formation, right here. Slight higher highs. Anytime we make slight higher highs, we want to short the inside and down, back down. Boom, new low of day. Boom, another broadening formation. This is what you want to see. Slight higher highs. Ugh. Happens again right here. This is higher than that one. Okay, this is making it difficult to see. I have a better idea. But I think you get my point. I'm just going to point out the higher highs, and you should be practicing this as well. Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. And there you go. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5-minute TTOs. And you could even draw this one to here. It doesn't matter. You have a pivot high and it, it made another high. So short back down. This is a cool chart. I like it. No, those were all, well, they're lower highs on a higher time frame chart. Except that guy. But lower high, lower high. So even though you're getting TTOs on the 5-minute, the 30-minute is still staying down for the most part. But the 60-minute for sure. I think it was just 60 straight down from the looks of this chart. Let's see. Yes. So no reversal against the 60. So all those 5 minutes are good because lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, boom, target hit, you're done. And your 15-minute entry was somewhere up here at the beginning of the day, with the week back and forth. So if you draw your take action window, which I talk about a lot as well, it's another way I teach things. Magnitude 1, magnitude 2, magnitude 3, drag it over. As long as you're in this box, you're free to be taking trades. Why? Because you're in force on the week. Now, you don't need the box if you have your charts annotated properly, and you know you're in force on the week because you have it say weekly trigger, like I do. W trigger, weekly trigger. Or you could have even entered here on the 2 up, 2 down, 60. Technically it was a 3, but you can still enter there. Because the week is in force. So you could have entered all the way up there. Let's look at that. What would that look like? I know it's going to look awesome is what I know. 10 to 1. Look at that. 10 to 1. Okay, hold on, JC. For a swing trader that uses the inside candle, should you be looking at the monthly candle chart or weekly candle chart? If you're a swing trader, you should be looking at all the charts. Why do you think we use 4 time frames? Starting with the month, the week, the day, and the 4-hour I like to use. But if you're even a longer term, you could use the quarter, the month, the week, the day. Which, if you're a swing trader and can't manage, you should be using the month, quarter, year, and day. And you want to be playing domino trades where you can get like a weekly to trigger a monthly or a monthly to trigger a quarterly. Tesla, for example. Did we know about this? We did. We've been knowing about this. Inside, 2 down, 2 up reversal. Okay, that's why this is marked as a quarterly trigger. Okay. And we already hit our quarterly T1. And then these are not quarterly targets, they're lower time frame targets. But nonetheless, Tesla's going to make new all-time highs. And we knew that. And we entered here on the 3-2 week. Because why? Because if that works and hits its target, what is that going to do? It's going to trigger the quarterly. And that's exactly what it did. So you should be using all the time frames, my man. Alex even made a post about it on, well, we alerted it in the Discord, and then he made a post about it on Twitter, and he said, as long as we're above 355, which is the weekly 3-2 expansion trigger, as long as we're above that, we're calling for all-time highs. As long as we don't reverse on the week, that's where it's going. Looks like Tesla tried. Oh, what did I just do? LMN LMENR. Okay. I moved Monster on accident. So Tesla didn't trigger the day till the end of the day. That's why it did not hit magnitude. It didn't happen till, let's look, the last hour and a half of the day, and it just didn't make it to target. So when things occur matter, you were stuck inside the opening range basically all day until you weren't. All triggers, all higher time frame triggers are levels of take profit for lower time frame traders. So if somebody was just day trading Tesla this day, the quarterly trigger is your day trade or weekly target. So you might take profit there, right? Because it's a pivot high. That's where you're supposed to take profit. You don't have to close all of it, but if that was your plan, was to close all of it, then close all of it. If your plan was to swing it for the quarterly trigger, then you're in from here and you have, $12 of cushion. So instead of entering at the quarterly trigger, which is a pivot high, which is potential exhaustion risk, which is why it's a lower time frame target, instead of entering up there, you're entering here and giving yourself wiggle room. So once you trigger the quarter, your stop should be somewhere around here, like positive, but like close to break even, somewhere, to cover like whatever. Or you could have it just dead break even, but you usually want to cover your costs. So like a little something. Hi, Maria. Oh my God, a song just popped in my head. I'm a terrible singer, so I'm not gonna do that to you guys, but was anything else crazy? No. A lot of buzz on this one. JC, our rule of thumb is whatever time frame you're playing off of. So say you're using the weekly time frame, you're playing the weekly setup, and only the weekly setup, you just want to double your time. So if you're playing a weekly setup, you don't want to buy weeklies, you want to buy next week's. So you want to buy 2 weeks out if it's a 1 week chart. If you're trading a monthly setup, you want to buy 2 months out just to give yourself time. And so it doesn't, because, things can take time. And then if it happens at the end of the month, you've lost all of your premium. And for no good reason other than you didn't buy enough time. So just double your hunt. Pretty sure that's a double mint commercial from the good old days. Ugh. I don't know what I've done to my neck. Ooh, my hair is a mess. That Florida weather, my hair does not really like it, but that's okay. All right. Well, do you guys want to look at some charts? I'll do a few charts and then I'm going to get off because I got to do charts for our people. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was double mint. I think there was twins on the commercial. Okay, we'll look at those in a second. Yes, Apple all-time highs are in sight. And why? Because the quarterly chart. Oh, well, I have it charted for you. So we entered back here because of the broadening formation and full time frame continuity and the quarter being in force, all the fun strat things. So we entered down here. Target 1 was obviously there. Target 2 was there. I don't think there was anything. Yes, there was. Hold on. I get really granular with it. Okay, that's good enough. So the quarterly chart, tells us we're going to new all-time highs. If we hit target 1, keep going, we're going to new all-time highs. That's just strat. Like that is a 2-2 reversal. It's nothing fancy. So again, you got to mark your charts. Got to know where your triggers are. So we had an inside bar reversal at the bottom of a Browning formation. Where are we going? Up here. Did we get there? Yes. Then what? Then they took profit on this day after hitting the target. Then what happened? 3-2 reversal kicker. Add. Where are we going? 250. We got there. Kept going. 253. Then, if you wanted to take trail and take partials today, go for it. I mean, no need to, because you don't know how low this can go. So be protective, right? And then if you get a setup tomorrow, get back in. Or take partial profit here and then add tomorrow if you get a 2 up. Sorry, 2 down, 2 up. You want to see that tomorrow. And I'm a firm believer in taking profit at new all-time highs. Just saying, look at NVIDIA. What happened with NVIDIA? We did that earlier. It hit a new high by 7 cents and then puked like $9. Or get out of most of your position at the all-time highs. Again, this is how I do it. I'm not telling you what to do. You do whatever you want. Get out of most and leave a runner. You can leave a runner. You can trail it as tight as the 60-minute, the 30-minute for your runner. You can trail it on the day, like whatever you want to do, because you're already in profit. So it's just how much. The smaller the time frame, the more profit you will lock in. But the daily could continue going. So, well, yeah, that looks pretty bullish to me. Maria. Neo. Wasn't Alex talking about Neo just the other day? Quit slouching. I think it's inside week. Yep. So that's why the 2-2 day failed today. Because you're inside week. You might, tomorrow's what, Thursday? So Neo is probably more a candidate for next week. Just saying. Mm, I wouldn't be watching Palantir. You're first of all, let's see. So we hit new all-time highs this quarter. We are inside month. We are a failed 2 up on the week. We only have 2 days left in the week. We are closer to going inside and down, but we are nowhere near going outside week. Now, on the other hand, if Palantir opens higher tomorrow, like obviously we closed here, but if you open somewhere near the inside day and up, then I would be interested because you have that as a target. But if you open down here and have to travel all the way through the previous day's candle and then it triggers, I wouldn't be interested. I would want a gap up. Like I don't want it to like trigger, like I don't want the candle to start all the way down there, right? Whoops. What I want is for it to gap open and be able to reach its like ATR, right? Kind of a measured move type deal. Because if it opens real low and has to travel all this way to even trigger the day, it's probably not going to happen tomorrow. If that makes sense. For like ATR reasons. Is it possible to day trade futures with the strat? Yeah, that's what we do all the time. Somebody didn't watch my ninja live. BAC. I mean, there's only one magnitude if it works. Because you're at all-time highs. I mean, it's 63 cents. Is that worth it? I don't know. Depends on you. What the hell is TSLT? Is it a Tesla thing? And if it is, you just do what Tesla chart is doing. I don't like Oracle. Well, the only saving grace would be for Oracle to go to RevStrat day to re-trigger the week. But you're not getting up there this week, I would not think. You only have 2 days left in the week, but you might be able to get up here or even here. But I don't know that you're gonna hit that. This is giant candles like these are often gonna be just mother bar problems, right? So we've spent almost a week and a half inside just the wick of that candle. And if you look at the range, you're just stuck. So this is the range. That's the swing high. That's the swing low. And all of this stuff is stuck inside of it. So this is mother bar problems, like I was just saying. This is a compound inside bar. I'm pretty sure. 291.75, 292. Yep. So that's a higher low by 25 cents. So you're just kind of stuck. So I would if it were me, I would pass. It's an ETF. No, okay, it is a Tesla derivative. That's what I thought. Should have gone 2 down, 2 up today, just like Tesla did. It's the Tesla chart. It's just 2x. NVIDIA is done for now for me. It's got motherboard problems, and we hit our upside target. AMD also hit its upside targets today and went outside day, so nothing to do there. You missed it. That was the targets. You hit it. Okay, I'm gonna be getting off here soon. I'm getting hot. AI hit its weekly target. Now you've got an inside day, which could go either way. And now you're into a gap, and I do not do that. I do not play when things are in a gap. It's just personal preference. I don't care for it. I don't like it. I don't do it. So this inside day could go either way. If it were me, I would want a 3-2-2 down because potentially you're at the top of a Browning formation, aren't you? You are. And they're taking profit at the highs. You can see that because the profit target was 1864, and that's where right here, that's where profit was taken at 1864. Now inside day, I would want it again to the downside. What next target for AMD? The upside target? Yeah. Just me, I don't like gaps. Because you're not trading against anybody. You're not trading against anybody in a losing position because there's no orders that were placed there. SMCI looks good for a short tomorrow. You got 45.17 and then outside week at 43.69. But again, you only have 2 days for it to go outside week. Could it happen? Sure. Let's say we open down there. Yeah, it could happen in 2 days. Outside week for SMCI. I don't use ATR, I just use my eyeballs. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hope you learned something. Time for me to get off and do some work. And if you're in Strat, we will see you in the morning. Hey, Ryan. And if you're not, we'll see you on Twitter or YouTube. And thanks for your support. And we've got a lot of exciting stuff happening and coming out and doing a bunch of things, working with developers. It's been really awesome. Things are just going to keep getting better and better. We're going to have a program that trades for us. It's going to be awesome. We're very excited. So we will catch you guys later. All right. Thanks for coming.